Bible Smack! Alright, hello and welcome to Bible Smack. I'm going to read this verses 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaks expressly that in the later times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Alright, so today I am responding to Bill Nye. He's supposed to be the science guy, because he's an actor. So basically, they were asking Bill Nye, about space aliens, and they were talking about, when the aliens meet with us, how are the religious people going to react? And so, right now, there was a funny line he had, which was talking about how this guy that he had a debate with from Kentucky, basically said that NASA was wasting all its money looking for these radio transmissions to come from space from, alien civilizations. And basically, he was saying because Bill Nye was saying because this guy from Kentucky has a book. Okay. And he's like, oh, this 5,000-year-old book. Yes. He's talking about me. But yeah, basically, he said, we're trying to pick up messages from aliens, okay, and that's going to be more clear than what this Bible has to say, right? Well, you heard me read the scripture, and here's what the space has to tell us. Quite inquisitive. Really, you say? Oh, you're so funny, space. Okay. So basically, you could hear gargle gargle, or you could read the word from the book. And it's like, well, how am I going to react if I hear about that there's space aliens? And basically, I'm going to say that they are demons. And that's what if there's any reality to it, that's what we're interacting with, okay? I was watching X-Files on Netflix, and basically their whole deal was, you're watching X-Files, and they have like all these meetings and stuff, and you do kind of wonder if, like, when I've done some research on a lot of these special intelligence groups, you see a lot of occult connections, and so you do wonder if maybe this is part of occultic technology that they're dealing with when they're dealing with, oh, we found a spaceship, or we found, Area 51 and all that kind of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be just absolutely nothing, period. Okay, but, if there's any reality to it, I think it would be better that it's more rational that it would be here instead of, billions and billions and billions of light years away. Okay? So basically, it's interesting that Bill Nye has to deny that it's possible for aliens to meet us. Because not only do you have to deal with issues of gigantic space, but also time. Time's a funny thing because, as evolutionists, they just make time up in their head. They He was telling us 13.8, and I've heard 11, and they've got a star out there that's like been aged to be 18 billion years, even though the Big Bang Theory is supposed to be 13 billion years old. So the star was there before the universe got started. So he kind of goes on that spiel, and then they start throwing out these ideas, and he's talking about it's reasonable. Oh, I hate that one. It sounds good. that's all they're saying. Okay, it's not really like there's a law of non-contradiction that says that aliens are here. And what does he tell us? Okay, I mean, first of all, we don't even have our evolutionary tree worked out. You haven't proven that. Okay, but now we're going to work on the evolutionary tree of something fake. Okay, see, here's the problem. If you don't actually ever observe something, then you made it up. Okay, you want to talk about spaghetti monsters and your special unicorns, and that's what they're doing. Now, obviously, you'd say, like, well, Bill Nye's not going there. It's just that all the other people are. Okay, I mean, the guy asked the question. I mean, it was obvious that he was, like, atheistic or whatever, but he's asking about these space aliens, Like, what are they? They're myths, okay? I mean, that's really the gist of what you get with Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Temple of the Crystal Skull, I think it was. And then, of course, you get Dianetics from the Scientologists and all that kind of stuff, which really just takes it there. It's just like kind of like, okay, evolution, now we put the UFOs and make it paganism, and voila. So this is kind of part of the culture, and basically it is a part of the science culture. It's their baby, okay? But yeah, I mean, they are wasting billions of dollars looking for aliens that, don't seem possible to exist. And Bill Nye's sitting there saying that, it's the Christmas problem, and, so we never really could find this stuff. Well, then that guy from Kentucky is right. Yeah, obviously people are saying, well, no, he's talking about Ken Ham, but Ken Ham is an immigrant from Australia. Why would he not mention that? Oh, I forgot. If you're on the left, you're a racist, okay? And part of being a racist is that anyone associated with the country or the South, and Kentucky actually is what we call Mid-South. It was not a Confederate state. It was actually in the middle when it came to the war, just like Kansas. But anyhow, if you're anywhere outside of like a liberal blue state or something like that, basically you're supposed to be stupid, okay? And then if you were from a foreign country, well, then you're suave. So we can't say that Ken Ham is from Australia, because that would make him seem more intelligent. And, as good racist as those Yankees are, they don't want to talk about that. So then we go and we talk about Mars. And he says, we've got life on Mars because, get this, we found a little bit of frozen salt water. And it's not really water, but there's a little bitty point on Mars that has just a little bit of, like, ice that becomes a little bit of salt water. Okay? And obviously, it will turn into water for a minute. I don't know. I mean, just like for just a short period of time, and then it just freezes back up. And that started life on Earth. I mean, you go to the Arctic, okay, and I mean, it's like you see life teeming, right? I mean, when you just freeze salt water, rock hard salt water, when you freeze that baby up, it turns into 1 trillion parts of a cell. And then it gets into a space rocket and then shoots out to the Earth. Okay. No, like what's the point of Mars? Okay, it's like, well, they're having we found pieces of ice and dirt that seem like it would be coming from the Earth. Okay, then it's coming from the Earth. Okay, the Earth is going to Mars. It's not Mars going to Earth. If the Earth is covered in water, and Mars has much water, then maybe some water came from the Earth to Mars, but you don't see Mars making the water to populate the Earth. Bill Nye's getting all excited about it. He's like, we're Martians. And this kind of goes back to the scientific conclusions of his fellow science actor, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was like, we're stardust. And then we're a rock, and then we're a monkey. Well, you're also pigs, okay? Because if you check genetically, the skin and the blood is very similar to pigs, even more so than monkeys on many occasions. So, you're a pig too. Oink, oink. So basically, let's see here. Did I mention everything there? Yeah, it's not really a whole lot good to conclude. But, I mean, Bill, if you want to debate me about this sometime again, okay, we can go with that. Also, I've got a article which I linked. If you watch the Ken Ham Bill Nye debate, he talks about this idea that he would be willing to reconsider the whole evolutionary paradigm if he could just get the wrong fossil in the wrong rock. And I do have a article within my big article called Mature Look at Age that goes over pollen that is in the wrong rock layer over in the Grand Canyon. So, Bill, you ought to just go ahead and convert, come to Jesus, and everything will be okay. All right. Yeah, so, that's going to happen because Bill and I has integrity, right? All right, well, we'll see you later on Bible Smack.